Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It's your boy Justin, and we are here for week 2 of our 52-week challenge, where we are investing $1,000 every single week over the course of 2025. And we are going to dive into our portfolio here real quick and show you how it's going after the second end of our trading day at the beginning of our week 2. So let's go into our holdings here. We're going to go into our ETFs and just kind of go over what we have, starting with BKCL.TO. This is our Canadian weighted banks cover call. We have just over 6 shares. As you can see, going in from last week where we started with $16, we have bumped that all the way up to $22. VFV, our lead ETF, it was getting out of hand as far as our spread, so we wanted to trim that down, and we shared some of that love with our bottom cover call stocks here, or ETFs, my apology. So let's go into our week, see how we're doing. We are down 1.17% over the course of the last week, 23 cents. However, it's going to be giving us $1.49 here for our ex-dividend. That's going to be going up too as we continue to invest into it. Next, we're going to head on over to our other Canadian cover call, which is our oil and gas. We have 6.1394 shares into it. And same thing as our banks, we are starting to buy a little bit more, starting to spread that love a little bit. And when we go into our week, as you can see, we are down 2 cents, 0.12%. And this one gives us a nice yield as well. And yeah, we're just going to continue to keep buying into it. Ex-dividend, $1.4078. I'm sure that's going to continue to keep rising. So let's dive on over and let's get into our, let's go into our global ones. We're going to leave our S&P 500 and our NASDAQ for last. So we're going to start here with our Global X asset allocation cover call. This is the one that's given us the big yield of 11.3%. As you can see, we have almost 6.5 basically shares in it. Over the course of the week, we are down 2.55%, 58 cents as it looks like. And just like our other ones, we are giving it a little bit more love this week. We're going to continue to give it that $26 for the remaining 3 trading days, just like those other ones with the $22. We're going to pump it in this week just to kind of spread it out. And let's see what else. Not a whole lot. Okay, let's go into our other 2 global ones. We're going to start with our Vanguard all cap except Canada, where we have, we're almost get close to 2 shares, 1.8452 shares. Same thing, we've upped that love as well. So now we're buying $22 for the remainder of this week, every single day. This one's going to be a quarter dividend, so we're not going to see this love until 66 days from now. And right now it's only 27 cents. So again, this is more of a growth stock, but it too is going to be taking a hit. Everything right now is taking a hit. So again, we don't know when the sale is going to end. We're just going to keep buying every single day. We know our set amount. Don't think about it. Just go ahead and do it. And I started to bounce a little bit. Okay, let's go into our VVL.TO, our global value factor. So this is the one that looks more for companies that are undervalued and tries investing in them. Same thing. It's a global one. This one is a 365-day dividend. So this one only comes once every single year. So we're not going to get that for a very long time. Right now, we'd get $2.59 a year from now. We got 2.2897 shares. Same thing, we have upped the purchase power, and we are going to continue to do $22 for the remainder of the week probably. Remember, it is Tuesday, so we have already been buying for 2 days. I know I'm mentioned that I was going to be dropping these videos on Wednesdays, but we're going to do Tuesdays and Saturdays. I just figured Tuesdays and Saturdays are a lot better. Gives us 2 days into the trading day to kind of see how the week's going. And then Saturdays will give us the remaining 3 days after the week's close. So I think that's just a better way of doing it. So let's dive into our last 3 ETFs. And these ones are going to be hit pretty hard, I think. So let's go into our cover call, NASDAQ. This one will probably be hit the hardest. Oh yeah, 3.24%, losing 83 cents right now. And that's going to get hit pretty darn hard because when you go down here, as you can see, it's got over 51% technology. Got a lot of love there in LA, California region, and it's been hitting pretty hard with those forest fires. So this is going to be dropping. That's okay. We're definitely buying, without a doubt, because as you can see over the last 3 months, it's still up 6.31% even after it's dropped the last week here. So we have 9.22 shares, 9.2 shares essentially. And with this one, as you can see, we've actually slowed down. And it's not because it's dropping so much. It's just because I want to continue to keep the percentages pretty even. So you'll see when I kind of pull up that chart what I'm talking about. But yeah, we're definitely good for that one. And now let's take a look at our S&P 500 cover call here, USCL.TO. Same thing, down 2.6%, 63 cents on the week. We've lost $2.73 here. It's going to give us $2.24 for our dividend as of right now. And that's not getting hit as bad because, as you can see by the sectors, it's not as much in technology. It's still, over a third into it, but it's not getting hit as bad because it's not over 51%. So that QQCL will be a lot more volatile, as you can see here, because when we go down to it, it's got that 51% technology. So let's go into our last one here, guys. VFV. This is our lead. And she is down 2.2%, $3.35 on the week. We own 2.2549 shares, and this one is the one we started buying at $47.99, $48 a week. This one that you see down here, $17.98, was all the way back in January 2023, when I got it at $96.30. But I wasn't investing a lot during that time, only for a couple months. I was just kind of holding my money. So that was like the remaining of it. I wasn't able to pull it out. So VFE actually had about $28 going into it. So that's why you see $14. It would actually be at $2,028. So that's why we're down. When you see the $12, we're down $12, but we're still over 2,000 because of that carryover from before. So not the end of the world. So let's go into the analytics here real quick. And as you can see, we still have VFV as our leading way. It's just our back end is going to start pumping up a little bit more to give us a little bit more dividend support. We want the dividends going in, so we're just going to go into it here. And as you can see, VFE still has over $335. It's our biggest holder, and our other ones here are trailing, but because we're going to be pumping in a bit more, that's going to close that gap hopefully a little bit. Let's go over into our dividends real quick. And as you can see, from our dividend yield, we are now all the way up to 5.85%. Again, this portfolio will be aiming anywhere from 8 to 10% dividend yield alone, not to mention any growth that we get within the portfolio. So we're hoping to get a lot of dividend yield to reinvest in the portfolio while also getting growth. It's a pretty aggressive portfolio we are building here, but F it, go for it. That's how I look at it. So let's dive into our analytics here of our dividends, because this is where we're going to see some of the fruit of our lines. Again, we're up 5.85% on our yield. Yield on cost is 8.3 already. 5-year growth is looking pretty good as well. And this is where we're going to really shine. As you can see, our cover calls are going to be leading the way. And then our 3 little bottom ones here, the Vanguards, they're not going to be giving us a whole lot. They're more of the growth, where our cover calls are definitely going to be giving us a majority of our dividends, which we will be reinvesting and spreading out the love. So let's take a quick look at the bottom here. In February, we can be expecting $9.18 right now. I think yesterday was at $7.77, I want to say. So, it's going up $1.40, $1.50 a day. So, hopefully by the end of the ex-dividend date here, which is in 15 days, we'll have a little bit more love in there. Maybe we'll be, closer to $20 or so. We'll see. But yeah, that's it for the update here, guys. I know it's not too depth, but we just kind of want to get it on the go. I just want to quickly show you real quick here. This is another app that I'm using to track. This one's called Portfolio Trader. And this one's pretty cool because you can do a little bit more with it, as far as it'll show you your dividend yield, how much you're going to get. The charts aren't as clear, though. I really don't like them. But you can also, when you go in, where's my portfolio? When you go into, say, VFV, you should be able to see, when you hit the trades button here, you'll be able to put in your dividends. So as you can see, last week we got 37 cents worth of dividends, so from VFV there. So you'll be able to kind of track your dividends a little bit more with this one. So I'm going to combine the two. And where do we go to our portfolio here? Go to our holdings. We can also track a heat map, which I kind of like on this as well. So we kind of just see, and this is that cash.to is where we will be storing the rest of our cash come the end of the month. So thank you guys for joining in. Quick disclaimer, I am not a financial expert. I am just a gentleman taking on his own journey. If you need financial advice, you should speak with a professional advisor. However, if you like this kind of content, make sure you smash that like button, hit the bell, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, save that dollar.